Hi, I'm Brittany Speer. I was told to say something funny here, but I don't have anything, so screw you. This is my worst of 2018, or my top 10 worst films of 2018. Again, just my opinion, but I think that these are the worst ones that I saw this year. Hope you like it. Coming in hot at number 10 is a movie that I was actually really disappointed in, and that movie is Ready Player One. Ready Player One was really a disappointment for me. It's the quintessential book-to-movie translation just doesn't work. I read most of the book, and I just didn't feel like the movie portrayed the story as well as the book did. I felt like there were parts of Ready Player One that were just added for cinematic reasons, and they just weren't good. And I feel like adding them was supposed to add something to the movie, but instead it did the opposite, and it made it worse to watch. Overall, I'd just say the word for Ready Player One was disappointment. Wasn't feeling it. My next best of the worst, number 9, is Solo. I didn't like Solo, particularly because I just don't feel that they did a good job telling Han Solo's story. And I think that the main reason that Solo failed was because of the casting that they had for Han Solo. That guy did not look, sound, or act like Han Solo, or Harrison Ford for that matter, and it really showed in this entire movie. The actor didn't even seem convinced that he was supposed to be Han Solo. It was almost like somebody just came in and was like, okay, so be Han Solo in this scene as best as you can possibly be, but we're gonna choose another guy at the end of the movie anyway.
When I'm gone, he's gone. It's easy. Get it in here, okay?
Not to mention probably one of the worst Star Wars characters since Jar Jar Binks. I don't even know the name of the stupid robot, but I hated it, and I couldn't stand it, and I wanted the movie to be over as soon as they brought that robot on. My number 8 pick for the worst films of 2018 was I Feel Pretty, starring Amy Schumer.
Shimmy, shimmy, yeah, shimmy, yeah, shimmy, yeah.
Nobody else wanted to see it. That should have been my first hint. I think one of the reasons why I didn't like I Feel Pretty was because it made their female protagonists have a lot of physical humor as opposed to actually just giving the movie good writing. I don't understand why it's that hard to write for female comedians. Females are people. Write them as if you're writing for a regular person. This movie was a comedy and it was not funny. I don't understand that. Not to mention the fact that Amy Schumer is a normal looking woman. She is by no means fat or ugly, but I just don't understand why we're perpetuating this idea that in order for you to be pretty, you have to be a size 2. It just is so stupid. My number 7 choice for the worst of 2018 was, unfortunately, Venom. I didn't have a lot of high hopes for Venom. I also don't give a fuck about Spider-Man like the other two do.
Gonna cry?
I just went into it thinking, oh, it'll be another superhero movie. Boy, was I wrong. Where I think Aquaman succeeded in that they gave you a fun movie that really wasn't serious. This tried to be fun, but also tried to be serious. And it just totally lost me somewhere along the way.
I'm out of control.
Unfortunately, I think the thing that I liked least about Venom is that other people liked it. I just don't understand that. The fact that other people like this movie not only disappoints me, but it also means that there are going to be more Venom movies.
There's gonna be carnage.
Venom sucked the life out of me. It was terrible. My number 6 choice for the worst films of 2018 was Peppermint, starring Jennifer Garner. Now, don't get me wrong here. Jennifer Garner was badass. She was ripped. She looks like she was in the best shape of her life. And I think she really did give this movie her all. It was just not a good movie. Peppermint tried to be one of these really sleek action films in which their protagonist is kind of invincible, having gone through some sort of trauma, i.e. Punisher. I just didn't think that it came together very well. I think that this film really failed in the sense that it tried to give somebody who's not necessarily a lead actor a lead role, and I don't think that she carried the film the way that another actor could have carried the film. But I felt that Peppermint was just leaving a bad taste in my mouth. My number 5 pick, coming in right in the middle, and I think that it's there because I was honestly disappointed, is The Bad Times at El Royale.
I've done horrible things.
So's everybody. Shit happens. Get the whiskey.
This is a movie I was super hyped for. We had seen so many trailers for it, and I just thought that they all looked amazing. Unfortunately, the movie was lackluster. Bad Times at El Royale really failed in the sense that it had a really good premise for one half of the movie, and then the second half of the movie just died somewhere. My biggest issue was they just had an identity crisis. Part of it wanted to be a government conspiracy film, part of it wanted to be a horror film, and I just think that the lack of theme throughout the whole movie really made for something that wasn't enjoyable. My number 4 pick for the worst films of 2018 was The Happy Time Murder, starring Melissa McCarthy. It was just fucking puppet humor, and it wasn't good. The thing is, I saw The Happy Time Murders in Disney, the happiest place on earth, watching The Happy Time Murders, and I wanted to die. It was so bad. The thing about The Happy Time Murders is I'm all for stupid humor if it can be done in the right way, and this movie was all stupid humor and no actual comedy. If you're making a comedy and nobody's laughing in the movie theater, I think you got a problem there. The only happy time I had for The Happy Time Murders was when I got to happily walk out the fucking door. Oh my god, don't even fucking get me started about this next movie. My number 3 pick for the worst films of 2018, which honestly it could have been number 1, was Annihilation. I don't want to fucking hear that this movie has to be smart and that's why people didn't get it because it was too smart for them. Fuck that. This movie was stupid. Annihilation was honestly such a pretentious fucking money grab of a film that I was so angry when we were done watching it. I'm angry talking about it now. It just tried so hard to be thought-provoking and edgy and smart, and it just wasn't. It was dumb. I wish I could annihilate myself. My number 2 worst movie of 2018 was a movie I saw last week. It was actually the first film I saw of 2019, and that was Vice.
We can make this work.
Hot damn.
I didn't like Vice at all. A movie about Dick Cheney and his life I felt like should have been more interesting than it was, but this movie was just very odd. The fact that they ended the movie in the middle of the film and rolled credits trying to make it seem like we were ending in some sort of fairy tale land was just so off-putting, and I just really felt how pretentious the creators of this movie were by trying to do that and trying to throw off their viewers. I think one of the main things that I didn't like about Vice was that it painted Dick Cheney to be some sort of Bond villain, and I don't really feel like that's how it actually happened. There are certain times in this movie where the director and I guess the writer started making weird style choices by having them speak like only in Shakespearean quotes.
But I say to you now, rest, retire. Thou hast honored thy vows.
Or talking like to the camera.
As a loyal lieutenant in the Reagan Revolution, Dick was chosen by the president himself.
When they had their focus group, which was supposed to be the public watching this movie, they straight up made fun of anybody who didn't actually like the movie.
It's all facts, right? I mean, they had to vet all this with a lawyer. How does that make it? What's
You would say that libtard.
What?
I don't like shit like that. I don't have to tell you my political view in order to understand or enjoy a movie. I can just not like a movie because the movie is not good. Instead of having a list of honorable mentions and spending my time naming more than one movie that I didn't like that didn't necessarily make the list, I'm just gonna name one movie.
Or follow your heart.
My one and only honorable mention is going to be The Kissing Booth, which was a Netflix original. That movie made me so angry that you can go back and watch one of our other films in which I'm trying to review Aquaman? Spider-Man. I'm not talking about Kissing Booth, I'm talking about Spider-Man. I'm trying to review Spider-Man, and I just start talking about The Kissing Booth because I was so angry because I had just finished watching it. The Kissing Booth was a terrible, terrible movie. It just was so stupid and bad, and just please don't waste your time. It's so bad. I can't. I'm gonna keep saying it.
What an ass. I know.
My number 1 pick for the worst movie of 2018 should not come as a surprise to anybody, considering it's on Oliver's list, it's on Jeremy's list. The worst film of 2018 for me was First Man, starring Ryan Gosling. I think one of the main reasons why I didn't like First Man with Ryan Gosling was the fact that I was bored to fucking tears. I'm giving you 2.5 hours of my life, plus 25 minutes for previews. Please don't make me sit there and wish that I was watching the fucking paint dry on the walls. This movie was awful. First Man was one of those films that you went into like, oh, space, Apollo 13, Armageddon. Like, I mean, obviously Armageddon is false, but you get what I'm saying. It's going to be exciting. There's going to be space travel. There's going to be the leading up to space travel. There's going to be the home life. There's going to be the social life. And it just all failed. First Man was just one of those movies that is meant to put you to sleep. You're not supposed to like it. You're supposed to think that you like it because of the director, but you're not actually supposed to like the movie. It is fucking boring. It is fucking sleep box. That was another thing. I fell asleep during First Man, and I did not miss anything. If I can fall asleep during a movie, miss 30 plus minutes of it, and not miss any key plot points, Houston, we have a goddamn problem. So that has been my top 10 worst movies of 2018. Again, just my opinions, just the movies I saw this year that I really didn't like. You can watch my best of list. I'll leave that in the description below. You could also watch my boyfriend Oliver's best and worst of, my friend Jeremy's best and worst of. We decided to put together all these lists of 2018 because there were just so many movies this year that we felt the need to talk about. If you want to hear more of us talking about these movies, also down in the description we can leave a playlist of all of our ride home reviews in which we watch a film and then we review it in our car right after it's over. I'm Brittany Speer, still my name, still something funny. This has been my top 10 worst movies of 2018. Thanks.
Jeremy, what the fuck?
I think the fact, I want to stop saying that. I'm getting like hysterical. I'm sleeping like I did when I watched First Man.